This is the Celebrity Authority Show. Please welcome your host, Sam Cawthorne.
Hey! Very excited about today's interview. We have Tammy Horton here on the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so happy to be here today, Sam.
Tammy, you are the CEO and founder of the Phoenix Initiative, but you also talk to people and you help them to find their inner Phoenix.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So, the legend of the Phoenix is that it's a mystical being and it has healing properties. But when it comes to the end of its life, it builds itself a funeral pyre and it actually sets itself on fire. But that's not the end for the Phoenix, it's just a beginning because it evolves and it rises up as a new being to continue on, and it repeats that cycle every time it comes to the end of its life. And so that's why I really identify with the Phoenix, because it's that essence of transformation and evolution.
Yeah, I like it. And everyone's going through transformation and evolution at the moment. Hey, look, I'd love to deep dive into that, but very quickly, Tammy, share with us a little bit more about your story and your journey and what made you so obsessed about human transformation.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm the youngest of two children, born in Sydney, raised in Canberra.
Okay.
My dad was in the Navy. My mum was a teacher.
Okay.
And I come from quite tall stock. So when my brother's 7 years older than me, and so when he started school, he was always like a head taller than everybody else. So my mum, because at the age of 2 I was the same height as my brother, started me a year earlier in school. So I didn't struggle academically, but I really struggled emotionally. And I actually went to the same school that my mum was a teacher. So from the time I started school, I was picked on because of what my mum did, you know. And so I constantly had this, you know, oh, you're not good enough, being picked on, and it followed me all the way through. In high school, it still followed me, and I had kids that were mean. I'd hide out in the music room, and that's when I started to self-harm, and I started to experience anxiety and depression for the first time. I tried to escape from that by going to a different school, and then I was set up on a blind date and met my future husband on my blind date, and kind of ran away with him. But unfortunately, he had a personality that was quite domineering, and he kept my personality hidden. So really from the time of being a young age, I really didn't know who I was because I was constantly being defined by other people. But I started in the public service.
But that's the story of many other people as well, I'm sure.
That's right. So I started in the public service and I worked my way up, and I always want to help people. So I started out as a computer help desk person, so listening to people's problems and helping them out. And then as I moved up the ladder, I was getting teams of people underneath me, and I always seemed to have the people that were struggling would become part of my team. But they would thrive in my team because I listened to them, I took care of them, I nurtured them. And then when they moved on to other teams, I could see, you know, all of that nurturing would disappear and they'd fall into holes. But all the while I was nurturing all these people, behind the scenes, I was struggling. I was breaking down. I didn't know who I was. And I had a breakdown once and I became suicidal. And that happened a couple of times. And it wasn't until 2013 when I was starting to head to another point of suicide that I knew I had to get out of the relationship I was in because I didn't know who I was. And I had to be strong for my 3 girls, right?
Of course.
And because I'd been the sole income earner, like just everything, it came to this point of breaking. So I had to redefine who I was. I packed up my car with what I could, including the 2 youngest kids, and left basically everything I knew.
That would have taken a lot of bravery and courage for you.
It did. It's part of, you know, that Phoenix process of being indomitable. And, you know, it's all a part of that spelling that I do of everything. So so I transformed my life, and I am no longer the person I was. People look at me now and go, "Who are you?" And it's like, I'm actually me.
You
now.
found yourself.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm the Phoenix. I regenerate.
So for people out there who who are currently really stuck, and they want to find their inner Phoenix and transform themselves, you know, very quickly, is there a process for that?
So there is. So there's the pyre. So that's where we identify.
The pyre.
The pyre. So the funeral pyre, right?
Of course,
So when you're at that point of choice, identify what it is that you want to change. What's the pain, indignity, regret, emotion that's been holding you back? The second step is where we reframe. And this is the fuel that's going to be the fire. So it's we take back our power, become our own hero, unearth our talents, energize ourselves, and change the language that we use.
I love it.
The third step is then to take action. And this is the fire. So this is a purpose that's true to our heart. We set intentions, we take risks, and we enjoy the life that we're creating, to then the final stage, which is rise up as the phoenix, to be passionate, hopeful, young at heart, noetic, indomitable, and extraordinary.
I literally got shivers when you were saying right at the end, and it's so true, because ultimately the more that we can rise up, and I just love your love not only the teachable framework that you gave us, but also the transformation that can actually help other people as well. You have a huge future. What is your future, by the way? What can you see?
Future, there's a book coming next year, so set yourself on fire.
Very good.
And I'm wanting to build my company, Phoenix Initiative, to be an organisation staffed by people with lived experience of mental health issues, domestic violence, substance use, so that they can truly relate to the people that we help, to help them transform their lives.
Yeah, this has been a phenomenal conversation. Very brief, but a phenomenal conversation. And not only that, I'm sure there are people out there that would love to find their inner phoenix as well. And so thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely awesome. However,
You're welcome.
Just before you go, we have a bit of fun, like 10 questions in 60-second challenge. So it is a challenge. Do you accept the challenge?
Always.
Of course you do. All right, Tammy, your time starts now. Favourite colour?
Purple, of
course, yes. Favourite food?
Pasta.
Pasta. Favourite celebrity?
Robin Williams.
Oh, he's great. Favourite actor?
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, he's another great oldie, yep. Favourite professional speaker?
Brene Brown.
Oh, she's amazing. Yep,
I love her vulnerability, but she backs it all with research.
Oh, totally.
Love it.
Favourite book?
Book, Begin With Yes, by Paul Boynton.
Paul Boynton. Wow. I've seen it. I haven't read it. Favourite movie?
Patch Adams.
Oh, another Robin Williams movie.
Yeah.
Favourite city?
Canberra.
Yes. That's where you live.
That's where I live.
Favourite drink?
Tea.
Tea.
Goes with the name, tea.
Of
People
course.
remember me by that.
It was like Earl Grey, or do you have it like
English
peppermint?
breakfast.
English breakfast.
English breakfast.
Favourite pizza topping?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Oh, all the way. And Tammy, if you could be an animal, I think I already know this, but if you could be an animal, which animal would you be?
Well, other than a phoenix, I would be a lion.
Okay.
And the reason being is my star sign is a Leo. I have a very unruly mane at times, and I love to roar.
Yay! Thank you so much for joining us here on the Celebrity Authority Show. Amazing. Well done.